Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today on Manifest Monday. Today's episode 54, and we're going to be talking about playing not to lose versus playing to win. What's the difference, and what are some reasons why people play not to lose? So
hmm
let's get started, Z. So what do you guys think? What are some of the reasons that people are playing not to lose versus playing to win?
I'll start. Fear. That's the biggest motivator, the biggest uh influence in our lives is the fear of uncertainty, the fear of it maybe not working out, the fear of leaving your comfort zone. At the end of the day, I think fear is what drives most people more than anything else in life. And so when you talk about the difference between playing to win versus playing not to lose, I think that's what it boils down to, right? Is what is it that really compels you and drives you in your life, and that most of the time the driving force is fear.
Right,
Whereas people who pursue greatness, I think what drives them and motivates them is purpose. At the end
right,
of the day, I think
right,
I think that allows you to overcome anything,
right,
any obstacle that is in your way, especially yourself. Sometimes the biggest thing that you got to do is get out of your own way.
fact.
And in order to do that, you got to stop living in fear. So I honestly think that's the biggest reason why that's what separates the two.
Right,
Facts, and that's to even kind of take a step back when you talk about playing not to lose. I feel like it's kind of playing with the intent of like I'm doing everything I can not to take the L.
hmm
You know what I
right,
mean? So you kind of like always just straight defense. Just know, what I mean. We just gonna run the ball every play. Like you know what I'm saying. We just gonna what I mean. We're gonna do exactly what we're supposed to do. You know what I mean? And there is some wins in that. Sometimes
right,
you don't like crash and burn
right,
sometimes. Like, see what I'm saying?
hmm
Some people that play not to lose, sometimes you don't really crash and burn. It's not like a burnout. It's not like you blew your life savings on something wild. Like, you
right,
know what I mean? It's usually they
right,
usually not like that. They usually just like a slow, consistent, steady grind. You know what I mean? So that's not always the worst thing.
hmm
It just depends on like really what you're trying to do for real. Like, you know what I mean? The plan to win. I think the plan to win mindset is more like it's offensive. It's like, we're gonna take a big risk. This might be
right,
calculated, but
right,
we're gonna, in football, we're gonna do the double reverse pass. We just because they're not expecting it. I'm a do something outside of the comfort zone and just and we're gonna try it because sometimes when you are playing it too safe, your life
hmm
doesn't change.
right.
You know what I
I
hmm
agree.
mean?
hmm
Like you
Right,
could just look up in 2 years and you can be living the same exact life. You know what I mean? But I think sometimes you just gotta like make a move or make some type of play that takes you out so far outside your comfort zone that you just like, I don't even know what's on the other side of this thing.
hmm
But we just gonna test it. We just gonna test it, man,
That's it.
and see what happens after. So I think that's the biggest thing to me is I agree with Z. It's mainly out of fear.
right, right,
Um, but I think people some people move out of fear even when they play to win. Like they
right,
fear so much not hitting their potential, or they
right,
fear, you know what I mean? Like they're not moving in faith; they're just moving in fear. Like I just don't want to be like them, or
right,
hmm
I want, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the fear of that, you know what I mean? So I think it can be fear on both sides, but the plan not to lose is like I'm not even gonna put my best foot forward at all. I'm just
right,
Yeah,
going, I mean, make sure that I'm okay.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
right,
I'm
There's
right,
just
pros
not
and
even
pros.
gonna try.
Yeah, I'm just not
right,
even going to try, bro. I'm doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And
hmm
this is what it is. There's
right,
pros and cons to both.
right,
There is, and I think you mentioned it at one point. P was some people it's about never changing, right? And my biggest fear is complacency, man. I remember you had mentioned it as at one point. It was either during one of our lives or a conversation or something like that. But you mentioned like living most people like live the same year over and over again for like the next 40 years and like call that a
right,
life.
right,
And I'm like, that's not life.
right,
If you live the same year over and over again for the next 40, 50, however many years that you have for the rest of your life, right?
right,
Is that really a life? And my simple answer is no. That's crazy to me.
right,
And I think that was something that you said that really resonated with me, and I was like, man, boy, ain't no way, boy.
Right.
Boy, ain't no way. Boy, boy, ain't no way, boy. What were you gonna say, DG?
No, I would say I do agree, man. I think fear plays a big role too, and also not believing in yourself. Even like for me, bro, that was some time before I really got into stocks. I had the money, but like I was afraid. It's the same thing, fear, right? I was like, oh man, I heard all these stories about people investing into the stock market and they lose a lot of money, and I don't want to get into this. And if I would have got into those, if I would have gotten into those plays at that time, bro, I think by now would have been way ahead, but fear kept me on the sideline for so long and just watching other people doing it.
Hmm.
And I'm, man, I don't want to do this. And at one point, like, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta take some risks. And
Hmm.
I'm got into it. I overcame that fear. And looking forward, I'm glad that I did that, right? Instead of like, because even yeah, I lost some money along the way, but I was able to learn a lot about just finance, investment overall. And I think sometimes we just allow fear to like just hold us back because we're afraid to lose. For me, I was afraid to lose money.
Hmm.
That was the main reason. I know everyone, we are afraid to lose money, right? But I think
Yeah.
sometimes if you're playing to win, you have that mindset, oh, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win.
Hmm.
And doing whatever it takes means learning, figuring things out, making sure you're equipped, having the right tools to get to that next level. And I feel like playing not to win is that loser is like a loser mindset. You just conservative. I don't want to lose what I have. Like I'm fearful because I know if I try this, I'm going to lose it all. So for that reason, I'm just going to sit on the sideline. And like you
Yeah,
said, by doing that, you're not really gonna you're not gonna progress and go forward. And you
yeah.
see that a lot of times, bro. People are afraid to like, you see that girl, you have a crush on her, right? But you're afraid of rejection, so you're not even gonna
Mhm.
try to approach her. Or might have that business idea you want to start, but you are afraid that you might fail, or you don't feel confident enough to like start. And sometimes we just sit on the sideline, we allow dream and time to pass us by because we are so afraid. We don't want to lose, so we don't take any action.
Hmm. Analysis paralysis, man. It happens to us
There you
all.
go.
You overthink everything, right? You're
Right,
just sitting there and pondering all the do's and the don'ts and the pros and cons of what could go wrong. And honestly, it's more times what could go wrong than what could go right.
right,
Right? I think people always get hung up on what could go wrong as opposed to what could go right and it honestly working out. And you just get so caught up in your mind
right,
that you don't even make a
right,
decision. You don't even do anything. It's so hard to not overthink. And Paul actually asked that, how do you stop overthinking? I don't think you ever stop overthinking.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just talking about that earlier. My mind be moving at a million miles per hour all the time. Like
I can't
that's
even
why
chill.
right,
it's chilling is
I
almost hard
can't
because
even.
this shutting my brain off is like impossible because it's just I feel like I'm thinking about like 17 different things at the same time. Always. That's just like always the case.
right.
But I think the way that you can overcome overthinking is just doing,
Facts.
right? It's
Right,
we talk about it all the time and we mentioned it last week. That duration between thought and action is how you overcome overthinking. It's just like, okay, if you come up with a great idea, cool. Bet. How do I now put this idea into action? What and now you have no excuse. You got Google, you got Chat GPT, you got AI,
right.
you can figure out anything that you want
Gems.
at any
Facts.
given moment, right? So uh whatever it is that you want to do or whatever it is that you're passionate about, it's right there at your fingertips. YouTube University, I mean, there's just so many resources that we have available to us at all times, and it's just the simple fact of just taking action.
Right,
If there's that person that you admire, right, that you think could be a mentor of yours, reach out to them.
right.
Slide in their DM, send them an
Fact.
email. Whoever, you never
Right,
know at the end of the day. Um it's shooting your shot, right? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And
facts.
I think that's the biggest thing is my fear of regret will always overcome my fear of failing. Always, because I'd rather do everything that I've ever wanted to and desired in life and fail along the way than be on my deathbed just reflecting on, damn, I should have done this and should
Right,
have done that. And fuck, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, I'm sitting here 92 years old, like, why the fuck didn't I do that shit? And it's just, I don't ever want to be in that position. I want to be on the other end of things where it's just like, man, I'm so glad I did that.
right,
And I think that's the way that you overcome overthinking is just doing.
right.
Yeah, bro. Man, I was listening to that. Like that time between the thought and action is so big though. Like we don't think about it, but like if you had a thought and you just made a small play on it today, you'd be a lot closer to it than what you think. You know what I'm saying? If you just wrote it
Right.
down and then had it like then was like you start getting more questions about the idea. Like, okay, well then how do I do this? Like you said, you can use Chat GPT. It probably give you an answer on how to do that. All right, and then you just keep doing another thing, but just do something small because if you sit on an idea for 30 minutes and then act on it, you'll probably do something. If you sit on it for a month, I almost guarantee that you won't. You probably never. You know what I'm saying? If you do
Never.
6 months, I can guarantee that thing you might as well start working on another
Right.
idea. You know what I mean? But really just write that idea at the top of a page, man, and just start mapping out what you think needs to be done. And,
Right.
asking, we got all the tools now, all of the
Hmm.
tools. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's almost like I seen somebody talking about like we have like a wealth of knowledge but a lack of execution. It's just like
Hmm.
we're drowning in knowledge but no thirsty for the execution
Yeah.
of it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Facts.
it's kind of like I think just those making those small moves is so big, man. And then and really just thinking like a small move can really just really change your life for real.
Hmm.
Right.
I think that's the biggest piece is like I was just talking to shout out to this guy named Joey, man. Um he put on this dope event in Phoenix. It's called a Roosevelt John, and it's like a super dope event. They do a couple times a year as a 1 year anniversary. And this one they brought out Ray as one of
Yep.
the performers, and they
Yep.
also brought out
Shout out Ray.
shout out to Ray Rooney, and then they brought out a, DJ from Selection called Sasha Marie. But we was on the phone with Joey, and what he was saying was is he was just like, I hate when people wait to the like if we watching football or something, they wait to the end of the game. There's 2 minutes left, and then they want to throw the Hail Mary to
Right.
the what I'm saying on the last
Right.
play or something like that.
Right.
Hmm.
He's like, I think people should be throwing Hail Marys twice a day. You
Right.
know what I mean? Just to
Right.
see, like, just shoot your shot, man. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Facts.
'Cause it's always easier. I think it's easier for people to be like the artist or the person that nobody knows than to be the person that nobody likes. So I
Right.
Hmm.
think they kind of psych themselves out of things. Like, man, if I don't try, then at least I don't, if I don't try to talk to that girl DG, then I don't get rejected. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? If I don't start the business, then I don't fail the business.
Right.
That's true. But
Right.
you
You
but
never
on the
know.
other
Right.
side, like he said, you don't know what if it goes right.
What if it
Hmm.
goes
You
right?
know what I'm saying?
Right.
What if it
If it
goes right,
goes
man?
right? What if it,
Right.
what I'm saying? What if it
Right.
goes out the best way possible? There's gonna be bad in everything that we do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some
Right.
type of ugly side of it. Might as well be the bad or something beautiful. You know what I'm
Right.
Facts.
saying?
Right.
You know
Facts.
what I'm saying? So yeah,
And,
that's how I
and
feel, man.
shout out to what Kissa said. She said a lot of people normalize mediocrity and don't even realize their full potential. I think that's what it is uh everyone, every single person on this planet has potential. Every single person that's ever existed has had potential. The percentage of people that actually fulfill their potential is very small.
Right.
And the reason why that is because there's so many forces that you have to overcome, right? Internal forces, external forces. There's all these societal pressures and all these internal pressures, whether it be from family, whether it be from friends, whether it be from like teachers, whether it be from bosses, whether it be from a spouse, a significant other. Like there's all these things that you deal with and are processing all the time,
Facts.
both externally and internally. And at the same time, you're processing all these things that you're dealing with in your own mind.
Right.
And, like we always say, you're your own worst critic. And
Right.
so, um, all these things they can you can succumb to them if you allow it, right? But I
Right.
think your belief, DG, you mentioned it earlier, is like having that faith is something that you truly have to embrace in order to achieve any kind of level of greatness at the end
Right.
of the day, to step out of that mediocrity and
Right.
that mundaneness of what life is,
Right.
or can be, right? Especially in today's age, getting caught up in the corporate 9 to 5 cycle of life. And just, we're taught that we go to school for so many years, and depending on what your career path is, you'll be in school for this amount of years, and then you get an internship internship or you find a job and then you climb up the corporate ladder and you work there for the
Right.
next 40 years of your life and whatever, blah, blah, blah. You settle down, have a family. That's what life is. And
Right.
to some people that may be like their apex, right? That might be the only thing that they want. And there's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day,
Right.
I don't knock anybody for whatever it is that you want. But are you genuinely happy? That's what I always like
Right.
to ask. Are you genuinely happy with where you're
Right.
at? And I think a lot more people, if they were honest with themselves, they would there's probably more that they want in life, but there's always circumstances, right? And whatnot. You know,
Right.
having families, having kids and all that stuff. And that can change your trajectory in a lot of ways, of course, but there's no excuses at the end of the day. If you want something bad enough, you'll make it happen. But it all comes down to that faith
Right.
and believing in yourself. I'm a very spiritual person, so obviously believing in a force that's bigger than myself is huge too. But whatever it is that you choose to embrace, man. You just gotta you gotta wake up and choose it every day. Eat, sleep, breathe it. Like if all you
Right.
do is think about it, because all I do is think about success each and every. The first thing I do when I wake up is, fuck, I need to get to it today.
Right.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Just because we out here to get it, man. We only get one of these lives, man. And
Facts.
people really be living. People be living like they got multiple lives. Like this is
Only
just
one,
like you gonna hit the
definitely.
reset button on the video game or something. I'm like, bro,
Right.
hell nah. Like you only get one of these things,
Right.
and you got to maximize each and every bit of that.
Right.
And walking on that faith and not settling for mediocrity is a hard thing to do. But when you do overcome that and you do take those risks and you do put yourself out there, you know, just like you said, Pete, you find yourself on, even if it's the ugly side of something beautiful. I'd rather be there than be swimming in an ocean of just mediocrity, bro.
Right.
Any day.
You still gonna have a bad day even when you do like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even if you live like that, play not to win life. I mean not
Right.
to lose life. You still gonna have bad days. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Yeah, and I just want to also touch on PK about how do I stop overthinking. I think like you guys cover it, but I just want to like share my personal experience. I think most of the
Yeah.
reason when we're overthinking is because we're not taking actions,
Hmm.
and that's the reason why. You know, because like there are certain things for me. I was an overthinker. A lot of things I'll think about it, and most of the time when I'm thinking about it, it's because I'm not doing it right. Because
Yeah.
whenever you like think about it and start doing, you're gonna stop thinking less about it. I think most of the time we're just so focused.
Facts.
Oh, I want to get the thing started. I want to do this. I want to do X, Y, Z. And I also think it's easier to like think about all those things, right? Because actually doing things are harder. I can sit here and think about all the things I want to do. I want to change my life, but if I'm not doing any like actionable steps to do those things, nothing's going to change. And I
Facts.
think, you know, to like Z mentioned that earlier, to like stop overthinking, just doing,
Hmm.
just start doing things, you know. And
Hmm.
we also talk about this on previous episode, abundance versus
Facts.
scarcity mindset. And I
Facts.
think if you're playing to win, you're coming from an abundance mindset because you're focusing on what's going to go right. And whenever we're playing not to lose, we are afraid,
Hmm.
like scarcity, right? Or what can go wrong? I might lose it all. And whenever you're going to anything with that scarcity mindset, it's going to be a lot harder, right? Because you're not living up to your full potential. You have doubt. You're like, damn, I want to go and start that business. Man, I could fail. Like that business might not work out. And I think you're not going to be creative, like, you know, if you're going to that business knowing that, man, I got this, I'm going to figure it out. Even if I fail right now, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get this right, you know. And I think most of the time that we got to like go into things that we're going to win. We're not always going to win, but we're going to learn along the way. Even if you fail, I believe there's still learning in failures, right? Because a lot of things
Hmm.
we failed through, we learn from them. And then we even got better at other things just because we fail at one thing. I think most of the time we're just so afraid to fail. And then we just sit on the sideline forever and watch other people live their dreams.
Hmm.
And they were like, damn, that could have been me. You know, I could have
Yeah.
done that. Yes, you could have done that if you would have put in the work, but you just like overthinking. So instead of us just overthinking something, we just got to go out there and be doers. Just like think less and do more.
Hmm.
Nah, that's a fact, bro. It
I
was
couldn't
something
have
I was
said it better
thinking.
myself.
Yeah, and there was something I was thinking of um while you were saying that. I think that with the kind of playing not to lose mindset, it's kind of like you naturally put a block on yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like it's kind of like you can't even get past the block sometimes because you already put it on yourself. Like I can't do it because, and then it's kind of like then the block is already there, and then you really can't at that point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you start opening up that thing that, like, I'm trying to figure out how I can, you got to be, it takes being a little more flexible with how you got to learn how to pivot. You got to learn how to, move a little bit different. But I think a lot of times we put that block on our own self. And then
Hmm.
we can't when you can't really move past that, it's just like you become stuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
There's something that I do sometimes, bro. I just like sometimes if stuff is too just like the same, I have to just it be little stuff, bro. Like if my crib is to the right, I'll just take a left today.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like just switch it up a little bit. Just switch it up a little
Hmm.
bit because you don't, you know what I mean? Like, it that. And another thing that was standing out when Diamond was saying that fail part is I started looking at failures as just like a step closer to the win.
Hmm.
Right.
Like that's all it is. It's like, I'm supposed to be bad this first time, or I'm supposed to look weird, or it's supposed to look crazy. You know what I mean? Before you get to dreads, you got to go through that little ugly stage. You know what I'm saying?
That shit is ugly.
We don't had that little ugly stage. You know what I'm saying? But you just gotta get comfortable with it, man. Go outside with that in that ugly stage a couple times, man. It gets easier.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. Yep. Facts. What Paul just mentioned, I feel like sometimes I don't have the right people around me who have the same thoughts that I have. Bro, that's a huge, huge direct impact on your overall life
Right.
in so many different ways is who you're surrounded by. And
Mm-hmm.
fortunately, this is the reason why we wanted to have conversations and stuff like this, because we have these conversations all the time between amongst ourselves. But that your network, we say it all the time, right? Your network determines your net worth. And the people that you surround yourself by are going to have more of an impact on you than you could ever think, right? If you can't expect to be a winner if all you're surrounded by is losers,
Facts.
right? If you're surrounded by 12 different losers and you expect to be the one of the 13 that is the winner, there is a very small chance that you could, but the
Right.
likeliness of that happening is very unlikely
Right.
at the end of the day because there's just so much to overcome, and at the end of the day, you need support. No one can do it by themselves. You need support. You need people around you to encourage you, to uplift you, um to help you in situations when you do need it, right? Because at the end of the day, man, it's a tough going this journey of life, and you need your people behind you to hold you down throughout it all. Because there is going to be times where you fail, and when you hit rock bottom,
Right.
just like P said, when there are going to be a lot of times where you fail, and even though you're taking a step forward, I've taken some steps forward, but that motherfucker felt like I took 12 steps back
Right.
because even though I fell forward, right? Like it might have been a financial hit that I was just like, bruh, like shit. I get that I'm getting closer to the goal, but
Right.
this
Not
motherfucker done dented my
today
pockets.
though.
God damn! I'm like, today I'm finna shed a tear. I'm like, I'm finna pour one out for all the ducats that I lost out of my pocket. Like that's what I'm finna do. And that shit sucks, man. But always having those people in your corner to support you throughout it all and help you to just realign with whatever it is that where you're going is so important, man. And uh, we always talk about it, the law of attraction. You got to put out into the world what you want to receive and surround yourself with like-minded people. And sometimes that takes challenging yourself and putting yourself in different rooms and different
That part.
situations than you would have ever been. Like you can't just expect to go to the same places and find different people, right?
Right.
You're not gonna find someone who's gonna uplift you and be the one who's gonna teach you, or not even teach you, just support you in this journey to being a millionaire or whatever it is that you want to be at the club, bro. That's not gonna happen. Now, I'm not
Right.
saying that Paul be in the club or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like,
Are we in the
you
club?
gotta, you gotta,
It's
we be in the club.
we in the
Going
We
club.
we be
down.
outside. We be outside a little bit, but you got to go to different places. You got to go to libraries. You got to go to conferences. You got to go to um, pop-ups. You got to go to wherever it is that you want to be. You got to go to those places where you think people like that would be. Right?
Right.
If you want to be around people who are scholars, where do you have to go? You probably have to go to a school. Like
Right.
go to a library, go to things like that. If you want to be a doctor, Where do you got to go? You probably got to go to a hospital. You got to figure out where these people are going to be and put yourself in those circumstances and in the opportunities to meet those people. And you never know where that's going to go. But I whoever it is, I hope that you find your tribe, man. And uh, you can always lean in on us, like like where I'm always happy to be a resource or somebody to talk to at the end of the day, because I know how rare it is to have the network that we have. You know, even just between the three of us, right?
Right.
Between Diamond, Ramon, and myself, just sometimes they say all it takes is one friend to really make everything in your life that you want come to reality, right? I'm fortunate to say that I know several people that
Right.
I value and that lift me up and that fill my cup, at the end of the day. But I know that that's rare, right? And so just actively seek out those people, and I encourage you to just put yourself in different situations, man.
Right. Facts.
What's some specific situation? Let's get specific, man. You know what I'm saying? Like what are some like types of rooms that you could like force yourself in? Which I think.
I mean,
That's a good question.
just about what you're interested in. I think nowadays with social media and Instagram, Facebook, it's easier to like join groups and stuff.
Hmm.
It's just like whatever you're interested in, right? So, for example, if you're interested in like business, right? If you what city you're living in, there's a lot of entrepreneurs meetup groups that you
Yep.
can like join,
Yep.
right?
Facts.
You just gotta be proactive. I think nowadays, whatever you want, you just gotta be proactive because no one's gonna come knocking on your door.
Yeah.
You might be the baddest dude in town. If you're now out there, no one's gonna come begging on your door. So you just gotta
Yeah.
try to like put yourself in a situation. If you see somebody that you admire doing something that you like, reach out to that person. Nowadays, it's easy to like reach out to somebody on social media and just like your network, man. I think sometimes we don't have that group around us. We got to go outside and find that group, or just be
Hmm.
around people who are doing things that we want to do. Because at the end of the day, if you just stay home and not doing anything, you're just gonna be in the same spot because no one's gonna come knocking on your door to like socialize with you. So you gotta like, I say you leverage and use social media a lot and to like meet and get connected with other people who are doing things that you're interested in.
Yeah. And nowadays, you don't even have to leave your home. You can
Right,
attend webinars and shit like that.
right,
There's so many different things where you can find, different virtual spaces where you can, be in the same rooms as people, quote unquote rooms as people, and meet people and stuff like that. So sometimes you don't even have to leave your house to do that. Now, I encourage you to get out and put yourself in those different spaces. But with technology and a lot of things nowadays, you honestly don't even have to leave your home.
yeah. I was at the gym, bro. I have met some people who are like
Yep.
entrepreneur and business owner at the gym. Just
Hmm.
by me being there and they're being there, like we having a conversation. Oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own business,
So,
and then we were able to like connect. So I think just like try to like put yourself in a position to succeed. That's what I'm saying. Like, do something a little different. Go to the gym. Like, just don't just sit at home and hoping that someone's gonna come knocking on your door. Just like do whatever you can do physically. Go outside,
hmm
connect with people, and sometimes it just be like the gym. It could be like social group, like reach out to people and
hmm
friends. I think that's what I would do.
I think another one of the biggest ones we mentioned it earlier is
Yeah,
conferences.
yeah,
I
I
was about
think
to say that. Yeah.
you literally are you're literally surrounded by people, especially most conferences nowadays, you have to pay to be there.
You're right.
So
right,
Yeah.
that's already like a different type of person that's there because it's like, all right, I paid to get access to here, and you're moving with a little bit more intention than the average person, right? Most
facts,
people, because some of them conferences be expensive. I ain't gonna lie, they be hitting over the
right,
head. We're talking
Mhm.
about hundreds of dollars, if not
right,
more, in order to even gain access to this particular space. But what value you find out of that, we talk about this is like, what value do you get out of going to conferences? And honestly, you have to be intentional. You can't just buy a ticket and expect your life to
Sit,
change. That's just,
facts,
that's
sit
not,
there and sit there in the corner. You
just,
know what I'm
just,
saying?
just be in attendance and just be like, okay, yeah, like this is all my dreams are going to come true now because I bought this one ticket and I'm here sitting down. Nah, you have to network and you have to put yourself out there and shake hands, meet people, and present yourself as a person of value too. So how you show up in those spaces is just important as gaining access to those spaces, and whatnot. So, but I think conferences is a huge way to find people
Right,
that are very like-minded.
for
I heard this
sure.
dope thing recently, man, and just to kind of piggyback off the conference thing is like when you're there or when you're talking to people, when people ask you like what you've been up to or what you're doing, it's our I feel like it's in our natural nature almost because I've done this more than I haven't to just man I'm just been chilling man trying to get to it. He was talking about we got to stop doing that. We got to say an intention when people ask about that. Like, what are you actually trying to do? Because he said what happens is a lot of times is when you speak what you're trying to do in those like those little conversations, somebody on the other side might just know they might not themselves be the person be like, oh, my uncle
Right,
does that. Oh yeah,
right,
my cousin actually was just talking about trying to go to Africa. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Oh damn, you know what I'm
right,
saying? Oh, you starting a gym business? Yeah. My guy got these mats. You know what I'm saying? He
Mhm.
just picked up these mats. You see what I'm saying? But I think that so many times we kind of like we shut it off too much. Just it's almost not even the too humble thing, but it's just like it's almost like we shut off the conversation. People just ask what you been up to. Ah man, I'm just chilling, trying. You know what I mean? Instead of being like, nah, man, actually, bro, I'm starting to try to build this business out, man. You know what I mean? It's something I'm working on. You know what I mean? Just kind of like it was dope when I heard it because like too many times I've been on that other side of just being like, man, I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
but there's a different conversation to be had when you speak that in the position. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You can kind of speak that. Yeah, shout out to Tanya. She said
Yeah,
the same thing. Shout out
same.
to Tanisha. She said, I always share at least in so many opportunities, man.
Yep.
I think that's big.
Right.
Yeah.
That's big, man.
Because you never know who at the end of the day wants to be a part of it or support it in any potential way. It's just like, oh, bro, like, yeah, you want to be a fitness instructor, bro. My homie owns,
Yeah, a couple of
17
gyms.
gyms,
Right,
Right?
so
right.
he could honestly, yeah. So you just never know what's going to come of every situation and every conversation. And so just putting that out there and manifesting it is important.
Yeah, that's true. So I have a question for you guys, like a hypothetical situation, since we're talking about playing not to lose versus playing to win.
Hmm.
So right now, let's say you got an opportunity to make a layup and you get 10K, go for the 3-point shot, you get 100K, a half court shot, half court shot, and you get 250. What are you doing?
I'm playing not to
Ah,
lose, my boy.
he said, I'm taking the 10K. He said,
Hey,
ah.
I'm a finger roll
Layup,
that thing. Now,
layup
so what do you so
10K.
what you say? You said it was
Layup 10K, 3 point, like the 150, 150K, and then half court shot 250.
mm.
What are you doing?
I ain't hooped in a. Do I get a couple warm ups? I ain't hooped in a minute,
Hey,
boy.
you
Boy,
I got to
warm
see
up.
what
You can warm up.
okay,
You got three
okay.
shots to
I,
warm up. 3 shots to warm up. Three
I,
three
shots.
I,
three
I
warm
ain't
ups.
shot. I ain't
Yeah,
shot a
three
basketball,
shots.
and it's shit. I couldn't even tell you the last time I shot a basketball.
three
So
three shot. 3 shot to make that decision. 3 shots
3 shots.
to
Okay.
to warm up.
Uh,
What are you doing?
damn,
We talking
damn.
the whole episode about playing to win. Shit,
What are you?
but I'm gonna be honest with
Hey,
you. I'm taking the
so,
lay.
so
I might take the layup, bro.
boy, sometimes you gotta take the low hanging fruit. Sometimes you gotta take the low
Hey,
hanging fruit, bro.
hey, this is this is
So
this
you
this is a good thing
go
to
for the
talk about though,
layup.
because it's a calculated risk on this point.
Right,
What I'm
right,
probably really gonna do is take the layup, take the 10K, and then do something risky with the 10K.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
okay,
Something that I have a little more not like you got if something I have a little more knowledge in. You know what
right.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? That I could, you know what I mean? Like so that's probably how I'm moving on that.
What
Hey,
about
how
you,
y'all
Z?
coming?
Boy, I might be taking a layup too, man. So, a layup, bro. A layup for 10K, bro. Yes, bro. Now,
Imagine
as
missing
much
the
as I,
imagine missing the layup.
hey,
Bro,
man,
imagine missing the layup. So you gonna take the layup? I
man.
you got 3 shots, bro. You got 3 shots to warm up. 3 shots to warm up
Okay,
But when it's
so
game,
a little bit.
10.
when it's go time, it's just like this,
It's
this
one
is the
shot.
shot
All
though.
right,
This
It's
is
just one shot.
all
Correct.
right.
Right.
all
Right.
right.
It's just
So,
one
so,
shot.
so, so, all right. So, break it down for me one more time. Layup,
Ten,
10K.
all
Three
right.
point shot is what?
150K.
And a half court is 250.
Yeah,
I'm
250.
definitely not doing a
I'm
half
definitely
court. That's
not doing
Okay.
that.
that's
Half
Yeah.
court
definitely out
five
of the question.
500K. Half court 500K.
No, I'm definitely. I'm still not. I'm still not doing it. As much as I would want that 500K.
Not taking it.
I,
Yeah.
I'm not taking the half court shot, man. I'm honestly, I'd probably take the 3 point.
The
I'd
three
probably
point.
take the 3 point.
Right.
So
I
I'd
think,
probably go for the
yeah.
150.
Yeah,
I'd go
makes
for
Yeah.
sense.
150.
Yeah.
To me, that's like a
Right.
calculated risk. That's
Right.
a little
Yeah.
risky. That's a little bit more risky.
Nah,
That's
that's
not.
risky. That's
Right.
risky. It
Right.
is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know
I,
the last time you did a 3-point contest, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's risky. It's great. Imagine you chose a 3-point and they're like, all right, now you get your three warm-ups and you airball all three. Like,
right.
all right.
Kobe, Kobe, baby.
For me, bro, I'm going for the 3 points for sure. Cause
Yeah,
like like I have lost 10K before and I'm still okay. I'm fine, right? Mentally. So for that reason, I'm like, you know what? If the worst happened, I walk away not having 10K. But if I make that three, bro, I have 150K. So for me, I'm playing. I'm
yeah.
playing to win. I'm going for the
That's
three.
that's a calculated
Yeah,
risk. I'm with you. I'm with
yeah,
you,
I'm going for the
DG.
three. Yeah,
I'm with you,
yeah.
DG.
I'm just
And
saying, like,
Tanisha,
with my mentality,
nah,
Tanisha,
like, I'm in
Tanisha,
the
no,
Tanisha,
no.
Tanisha said she could. Can I take 3 practice shots and change my mind?
She said,
Hey, when you took the three, if you airballed all three of them, it make you want to be like,
she
nigga,
said, hold
give me the
up.
layup, man. Watch out.
Nah, you gotta say it with your chest. You gotta
Nah,
stick with that thing.
I'd really be on the fence of the three and the layup. But like I said, for me, I do something super risky with the 10K, is what
right,
I'm saying. Like I'd
right,
go, you know what I'm saying, maybe 10K on one option player. So, I'd
right,
really do something risky with the 10K.
right.
With the 150, I do feel like, that 150 would be hard to pass up, but
Hmm.
That's right.
I think a
Yeah, I don't know.
calculated risk. I think a calculated risk is good too, right?
Yeah,
Like I think that's a good point to hit on here. It's not always bad to play not to
right,
lose.
Hmm.
right,
And this is like
right,
it's all extra
Hmm.
money. I don't think we all agree that you probably shouldn't, go for the half court shot. Like
Oh, but what about 1 mil? A half court shot is 1 mil.
maybe you should go for the half court. Nah, I mean,
What are you doing? Half court shot is one
if
mil.
you
What are you
don't
doing?
do it often, bro, I think this is actually a good point to throw in here, bro. I think you can take more risks in the things that you're like kind of like becoming an expert in. You could
Right,
take bigger risks and I think, in things that you are becoming an expert in. If you shoot half court shots every day, you know what I'm
right,
saying? You
right,
take the shot for the M.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Take
right,
the shot for the
Man,
M.
you can't.
You gonna be
No,
you
you
got a
can't
better
phone a
you got a
friend.
better. She said, "Can I call
You over here trying
a
to
friend
phone
for the
a.
half
She
court?"
trying to phone a friend.
Nah,
This ain't Who Wants to Be a
nah,
Millionaire. Nah, you
nah.
can't
This
phone a
is it's
friend.
on you. It's on you. It's on you, man.
If we're talking about a millie, I'm going with the half
the
court
half
shot.
court,
If we're
half
if we're
court,
talking about a millie,
half
then yeah,
court. All right, what about
10K,
all right,
10K for the layup,
all right,
150 for the 3 point, and a millie for the half court. I'm going for the millie.
all right. We change the offer up a little bit. Layup is 25K.
Oh no, I'm taking the layup.
Yeah,
Bro,
bro.
25K? Like, yes, bro. I'm taking. Give
For
me the 25. Give
for
me
10 M's, I'm taking the half court shot though for sure. Because that's my,
One M, you're not.
what if the
one
layup?
M I'm not.
What if the
One M
what
I'm
if
not, bro. Like they be doing that little. You be seeing the at the
Right,
games and they got the
right,
shoot
right.
to win 100K and they had a dude come out
Right,
of nowhere and he
right.
just come down there, bro. I feel like
Damn.
yeah, bro.
Yep.
You throwing too deep of like a long shot. It's just like
Right,
you know what I mean.
right,
I don't know. I feel like the chance of just out of nowhere just hitting the half court shot
right,
if
right.
you
The
don't do it
probability,
all the
right,
time was almost the same as like putting 10K on like a parlay.
right,
Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like if you took the 25K layup, I
right.
could put 10K on a parlay and still have 15 on the side. Like you know what I mean? Like I think I got a better chance of getting the M a different way than that, to be
Yeah,
Right,
honest.
and we're
You
we're
know.
we're,
right.
we're talking about NBA half court too, and
Yeah,
that's
NBA
that's
half
a different
court.
that's a
Yeah.
different type of half court.
Hmm.
That's a different type of half. That ain't like your regular gym half court.
Yeah,
That's
NBA.
NBA. An NBA gym is a little bit different.
Right.
So
I mean,
yeah,
I mean, the layup for me is out of the picture. I'm not doing a layup. I'm definitely going for the 3 point or the half court, bro. I think the layup is like not part of the picture. The
well,
layup is
how much
done.
is the 3 point?
Like nine is 250.
Three point. I damn it,
Yeah, I'm taking the 3 point, bro. I'm taking the 3 point.
250.
Three point.
Yeah, I'm going for the 250. I'm not. I'm not.
We all got
I'm
numbers,
not doing the
man.
half court. I'm not doing the half court. I'm not
What
going to
is the
half court.
number? What is the number that changes to the half court? Because we all got a number that then it changes. Like, all right, the M's still not for me
I
because I
mean,
think
one
it's
M
still
though.
such a long.
I'm going for it though. One M. I'm going for
I
That's
it
the
for
M.
sure.
it
Oh yeah, that's it for me.
because
Yeah, for real.
if we're bumping up the like the shorter shots every time, I don't know. Like if the offer is 5 mil, but if I take a 3-pointer for like 700K,
50
then
50
I'm
k
like,
Nah, that's
50
nah,
k
fair.
hell
50
nah, bro.
k 500. No, 5
Hell nah.
500K for the
Right,
50
500K.
K
500K?
500 5 M's.
Nah, I'm taking a 3-point, bro. I'm taking a three
Yeah.
point for
500K.
500K. For
All
500K,
right, Eminem. All right, Eminem. But see, Cassie, you probably hoop more than all three of us though. So that's kind of what I think that
Right,
Be Easy was saying the same thing. He said, I feel what you were saying, bro. Play not to lose until you know when to play to win. Until
right.
you know, and then you play to win. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I think that's big. I think that's
Why
big.
can't
It's
that
like
say? He said he's taking the half court.
easy.
yeah,
He said,
yeah.
you
He
know
said
what I'm
he's taking
saying?
the half
Right.
court. He's
I
taking the
mean,
half
because
court.
I even like I don't even play, bro. I'm gonna take the half court in that situation. Because at the end of the day, man, even if I don't make it, at least I can say, I went for that. But why? Because I'm always if I take that layup 25K, I'm gonna go home and be like, damn, bro. Why if I got lucky, I think it's just gonna play on my mind forever, man.
But 20, I'd be happy with 25K, bro.
But
I'd be
layup
chilling.
not
I'd be
guaranteed
like, damn, I
though.
could have.
Why if you go and miss that layup
That's
too?
true. That is
That would
true. I'd be pissed
be
the fuck off.
crazy.
I would
That
be
would be
pissed the fuck.
crazy, bro. The
I'd
funny
be
thing is,
mad.
we've all been playing around and
we
damn
miss
near and missed the
we
layup
miss
before. You know,
layups,
we've
right?
all done. We've all done that. You know what I mean?
Why
So,
if you
Yeah.
miss that layup, man? Because it's not
but
guaranteed. It's easier for
it's a
sure.
higher
It's high,
percent chance for sure.
correct,
Like way higher. You know what I mean?
But
right? So me and be a
if we're
player.
yeah,
Go
no,
ahead.
bro. If we're talking about 5 million and then 500K for the 3-point, I'm still taking 3-point.
Go back now. I think it's easy. Now we're gonna go back to the original offer, right? 10K and 150 and 250. Because I think 500K makes it a lot easier to go for the 3-point. So
Yeah.
10,
Yeah.
150, and 250.
10, 50, and 250.
Yeah. So 10,
10,
10K
150.
is for the layup.
Oh,
Right.
10,
10K is
150.
for the 10K is for the layup. 150K is for the 3-point,
Give me the three
and then
point. Give me the
250
three
is
point.
for like the half
Three
court.
point. 3-point.
What you taking, Tanisha? I seen you in here. B's, what you taking,
I'm
man?
taking
PK, what we
I'm
take?
taking a
I
three
think
point.
PK said he's taking the layup.
Yeah.
You going to
Layup. Okay.
you 3-point? Is he?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm taking a three. Hell yeah, bro.
yeah.
Because the half court is only 100K more.
Right.
That's not that. I mean,
Right.
I'm
no,
definitely not
100K is
taking
a
that.
lot.
Right.
I mean, 100K is. I'm not gonna say that's not a lot of money, but
Right.
if I could hit it the 3-point, I like my chances a lot more of a 3-point shot for 150 than a half court shot for 250.
I agree. I'm taking the three. I'm taking the 3-point for sure. But the 10K now, the layup's not part of it. Nah, I'm not going for the layup. I'll be mad because I like if I miss that layup, bro, I'll be so pissed.
Hell yeah.
I should have went for the half court at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Because I would be so nervous. And I know I'm going to do something stupid, right? But I feel like the 3-point, like, bro, I can say, man, it was a 3-point. I bet you can make that right now. But if I go for the layup and then miss that layup and I get the 10K,
Yeah.
It's definitely layup or a 3-point for me.
Yeah.
I had to make a game time decision on that. You know what I'm saying?
I,
But like I said,
Yeah.
if I did hit the when I did hit the layup, I do something crazy risky with the 10K though. I do something super risky. I do something super risky with the 10K.
I mean, it's not going to guarantee 150K, though. I mean, you might as well just go risky and go for the 3-point if you want to be that risky.
Yeah, there's not a lot of plays that you could flip 10K into 150K.
That,
Yeah.
There's not a lot of
I mean,
plays that you could do.
there's plays though.
I mean, there is
There's
like especially there
and you don't
are
have to do it
plays.
in one play. You don't have to do it in one play.
But the
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
probability, though, how many people, like, most people are not just doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's not, it's possible, right? But I'm just thinking, like, the probability. Most people not just, like, flipping 10K to 150K,
mm,
with plays
That's why
like
it's
that.
good to know some shit
yeah,
about finance. You know,
facts.
you know
But
what I mean?
Even if you do, though, it's still hard. Even if you do,
For
it's still
sure,
hard.
for
yeah,
sure,
Yeah, way
bro.
harder.
I got I didn't have 10K and ain't made it to
Right.
150. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You know what I'm saying? So
I love 10K trying to turn into 150K.
yeah.
You right. You right. You right. So on the topic of playing to win versus playing not to lose, right? There can be you can't be on polar sides of either, right? So
Right.
is it is it ever good to be on either side, right? Of playing too much offense or playing too much defense, and when it comes to playing to win versus playing not to lose, like, and what do y'all think are like some examples, or who are some examples of who do both?
I think honestly, I think there is you could play to win almost too much. Like I think to play to win like the right way, you have to be calculated.
Correct.
You got to calculate how you're going to play to win. You know what I mean? I think like I said, like we was talking about, throw two Hail Marys every day is one thing, but if you throw a Hail Mary every play, you being reckless. You like it
Right.
becomes a
That's
point where you just being
Right.
reckless. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think calculated risk is is one of the dopest things to me. Is just kind of really breaking down like, okay, what is the risk and reward of what I'm about to do? What
Right.
needs to be done to do it? And then I'm a deliver. You know what I'm saying? But I think on the playing not to lose side, we didn't talk about some of the pros of it. Sometimes you don't want to lose your whole life savings
Right.
on one play. Like, you know what I mean? You can still play not to lose and sometimes have like
Right.
win a little. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
might not be
Right.
a huge win, but you might just take some wins. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Right.
Save, you know, 10% of your check. That's kind of like a playing not to lose thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you never, when you stack it up, if you never make that big move, nothing ever changes. So I think it has to be in moderation. It has
Right.
to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think the worst example I could think of in my head of playing not to lose for sure, and we talked about this a little bit, is Blockbuster, bro. Blockbuster is the worst pivot
Boy,
I've
man.
ever seen in my life, man. They had the movie industry on a
Right.
chokehold, bro. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
They had
Everybody
the
Right.
remember,
whole world in their hands, literally.
Right.
bro.
And they
We all
fumbled that
remember
bag.
what it used to feel like to be in Blockbuster, bro. That was
Hmm.
one of the dopest shits. That was one of the dopest feelings ever. You know what I mean? And then for people that don't know the story, they had a chance, an opportunity to buy Netflix. They
Right.
passed up on it and was like,
Turned it
"No, we
down.
good. We got this."
Right.
They turns out that they didn't have it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the biggest example I could think of playing not to
Yeah.
lose. That just, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because I think when it comes to playing to win, you have to understand that like you have to adapt too. You can't just
Hmm.
continue like even though you found a winning formula, because you won, right? You still have to continue to update that formula, with new times, with new competition, with new opposition. Like there can always be new variables that's gonna force you to change. And Blockbuster is a prime example of them banking on the fact that they had the winning formula and that
Oh,
was just
system.
always going to work
Right.
for them.
Right.
And look at what happened. And it's
Yeah,
just
they wasn't looking long term. Yeah, they
they
wasn't looking
weren't.
to the
They weren't.
future. Yeah.
They weren't. At the end of the day, I think when you play to win, you're being mindful of both the present but also the future,
Right.
right? You're taking all those things into consideration and the past too, because you learn from all your mistakes and whatnot. But
Right.
um, I think when you play not to lose, I think you're living in the past too much. Like it's
Right.
just like you're kind of stuck in that mentality of like, well, I don't want to lose what was, so I'm just gonna stick here and just like be good.
Right.
And I feel like you're playing too much for the past as opposed
Right.
to embracing the now and the future. And
Right.
so a prime example of playing to win is Bill Belichick. I think he's a prime example of playing to win. I I used to hate the Patriots, but if I were to be a coach, I would coach like Bill Belichick. Like we gonna run the score up to like 72 to
Right.
13, and then we can put it in the second string and figure it out from there. But until then, it's foot on neck.
Right.
Like that it's that mentality that brings that breeds that greatness, right? And look at what they were able to achieve, by implementing not just his system, but like his frame of thinking, right? And just at the end of the day, look, I'm trying to get it by any means,
Right.
and at the yeah, I think Bill Belichick is a prime example of playing to win,
Right.
and not playing not to lose. Because I'm not gonna lie, I hate it in this analogy of sports and whatnot, right? I hate it when teams sit on leads, bro. There's nothing that makes my blood boil more because I'm just like, bro, you're only up by 14 points.
Right. Why
There's
you being not scared? Right.
in today's age, you can score 14 points in like 47 seconds, bro. It's
Right.
nuts. So, and we talk like when it comes down to it, right? It's all about momentum, and momentum can swing in anyone's direction at any given moment. So,
Right.
while we have the momentum, we are going to run this up as much as we possibly can, and that we're not letting up at all. I get showmanship and sportsmanship and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, we're here to win.
Right.
I'm not trying to just like be your friend. At the end of
Right.
the day, we are still opposition at the end of the day.
Right.
So I'm trying to secure the dub. So yeah, I don't know. That's what I think of when I think of playing to win.
No, I agree. And also, I want to say you can still play to win and still lose, right? But my thing is how is how you adapt and learn from that loss. Just because you're playing to win, you're not always gonna win.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
also, just because
Agree.
you're playing not to lose, sometimes you play not to lose, you still lose, right? You still lost that game. But so for me, it's all about how you bounce back after that loss. What you do next. I think most of the time, if we're playing to win, if we lose, we still find ways. Why did I lose that game? Why did I lose this money, right? We found ways to be better and move forward. But on the other hand, if you're playing not to lose, when you encounter that loss, you become like Z said earlier, you become so fearful. You don't try again. You just sit on the sideline. And most of the time, it's like you're gonna miss out a lot of opportunity because you allow that one failure and fear to just hold you back. On the other hand, if you're playing to win, if you lose, you keep you keep finding ways to get better at it because like eventually we're gonna win.
Hmm.
Maybe I didn't do things right. I'm gonna prep a little bit better, like in college, right? So many times I studied for an exam and I failed that exam. But the next time I figure out ways like, all right, what's the reason why I failed that exam? Maybe I wasn't studying effectively. I got to do things a little different. With that approach, you find ways to look at things and find ways to improve things. And overall, you're gonna get better, right? Because at the end of the day, so either option for me is like either option is still there's you're still gonna encounter losses, right?
Hmm.
So for me, on the other hand, like play to win and just be calculated about it, right?
Yeah.
Make sure you do your research. Make sure you prep right before you take that leap of faith. But with that mindset, you're gonna always win in the sense that because when you fail, you're gonna find ways to improve. You're gonna learn from that. You're gonna adapt new strategy like Netflix and Blockbuster, right? Blockbuster, on the other hand, it wasn't thinking long term. They were so conservative, and it wasn't looking at maybe 5, 6, 7 years from now, this could be great technology could advance. All the other things, they were just focused on their old ways of doing things and not thinking about the future. And by being so conservative, they now like Blockbuster is pretty much like out of business. No one go to Blockbuster no
Yeah.
more. And
Yeah.
now look at Netflix. So if they would adapt to that, looking at long term perspective. So hey, maybe we don't believe in this idea right now, but why if we look more into it, right? Than sort of like just ignoring everything. I think most of the time that's what we do, even though we don't know about the things we were trying to do, but we don't want to try. This is new way. AI. I don't believe in AI.
Yep.
Oh, crypto. I don't believe in crypto. Ooh, like I'm gonna stick to my old ways of doing things, right? Why if you try to learn about crypto? Why if you try to like gather the skill set that's gonna help you learn about this new industry? And I
Hmm.
think most of the time, like even like the older generation, right? Crypto is a scam. I'm just
Hey,
gonna like invest my money over
Yeah.
here.
and
That's why
real quick,
that's
while
why
you
this.
on this point, man, shout out to
Boy.
Ellie. Shout out to Ellie though. Remember when she was on the episode earlier in the year? You
Right.
asked her specifically, DG, what do you think Bitcoin is going to get to 100K
Right.
this year? And she said, I
Yeah.
think it can. You know what I mean? So shout out to Ellie one time,
And,
man.
and if for who doesn't know, Bitcoin is sitting at
Right.
$89,000 right now
It's
per
just like
coin, which is nuts.
right. That's my thought of it. And when it comes to a coach, man, like I really damn, that's a hard one, right? Because I really don't really pay a lot of attention to sports nowadays. To but
It could
like Z said, I think
be
It,
business or anything.
it
yeah,
could be
Yeah.
business. Yeah, it could be anything.
yeah. I mean, like when it comes to entrepreneur, like Amazon, right? When they first started, right, they were like a book company in a garage, and
Facts.
then
Facts.
they upgrade to like now they're like Prime, all these things, right? Just being creative, right? To me, that's like playing to win. Find
Hmm.
ways to enhance whatever you're doing. Be better at it, right? Don't just all right. Just because I started as a book company, I'm gonna be a book company forever. Do something else. Try
Hmm.
different, technology, AI, and evolve, right? And learn along the way because you can still fail and still win. I believe.
Hmm.
That's,
Yeah,
yeah, Amazon was that was a great
Amazon is a
example,
great
bro.
example. That's a great example because Amazon has completely shifted the industry, the
Right.
retail industry, and is continuing to, right? Amazon is continuing to innovate and find ways to, with having acquired like Whole Foods and like getting
Right.
into
Yeah.
groceries and shit like that. Like
Right.
there's so
Prime
many different things that they're
Prime
doing.
Video.
Prime.
Prime
They're in
Right.
Video,
every industry.
Everything.
Amazon Music, all the like they're finding ways to stay innovative and always stay on the offense. I feel like they're Amazon isn't a company that plays defense. Like
Mhm.
Right.
they
Right.
may play a little bit of defense, but
Right.
it's like watching an all-star game. Like there's just they putting up buckets. Like
Right.
it's a lot of offense going crazy. So that was a great example. Amazon
Appreciate it.
is yeah,
Might
that
be the
was
best
good.
one I could think of. Them and
Yeah.
Apple probably is the best
I was
ones
gonna
I
say
could think
Apple,
of for real.
but I would say Apple before Steve Jobs passed.
Right.
I feel like after Steve Jobs passed, I feel like Apple hasn't been pushing the envelope as much as they used to. Like I feel like
I
they're not
agree.
being as innovative as they were with
Facts.
Steve Jobs around. And I mean that just speaks to his mind. I think Steve Jobs was a brilliant innovator at the end of the day. And when you lose that spark, it shows. I feel like Apple just hasn't been the same since.
I have a question for you guys. So we were talking about that. So how can we play to win in our personal lives, right? So someone who watching this, if they want to like find ways to like win in their personal life, what are some things that they can do to like win in their personal life instead of just like playing not to lose?
I
For
think
me,
the
bro,
first thing that
Go ahead, Z.
I just want to say one point. I think the first thing that you got to do, first and foremost, is figure out what your weaknesses are.
Mm,
I think you got to analyze what it is that you're good at and what it is that you're not good at, and work um, on that self growth first. I think a big piece of elevating and winning and just growing at the end of the day is breaking yourself down to build yourself back up. And I think it takes looking in the mirror and truly knowing yourself. Like no one's gonna know you better than you know yourself, and so you really got to know what it is that you're good at and what it is that you're not good at, and either focus on changing those. Like the first thing should be changing those things, right?
right,
Or surrounding yourself with people who are great at those things and
right,
creating a team. But I think the first thing is that internal work.
right. I agree.
I, I think for me it would be like honestly like really write it down when nobody's around, like who you really want to be and like what that person looks like. Write
Hmm.
that down. You know what I'm saying? Because between you and yourself, when nobody's asking you like what do you want to be and you just telling what you think they want to hear, write it down to yourself, like what kind of life you actually want to live and who you want to be. And then I would say on the risk, like on the risk side, just start taking small risks. You
Right,
know what I mean? Because you get more comfortable in taking them after you do it, right? Like if you put I don't know $10 down on a stock or something, you know what I'm saying? That's not
right,
gonna kill you. It's not gonna
right,
end you if you lose it all, right?
right,
But then you might scale up to putting 10,000 on a plate. Like, you know what I
right,
mean? Like you might scale up. So I think take those small risks to just kind of get into the game a little bit, whatever that game looks like for you, whether it's, you know what I mean, whatever the industry is, music or, you
right,
know what I mean, put that song out or, just take those small risks and just, and ease up to the big ones, man. If you're not ready to just take a big one,
right,
start taking them small ones and getting out of your comfort zone on a regular basis.
Hmm.
right. I agree. And
And then
also,
another point. Oh
go
no, go
ahead,
ahead,
Z.
DJ.
No, I was also going to add on Ramon's point, like just like writing things down that you want to do, things like you want to be in the next 5 years, and also like I would say, start acting like that person you want to be.
Hmm.
So like your mannerisms, and start doing things just because you write it down now, start acting like that person. Let's say if you want to be a better speaker, start practicing public speaking. You want to be a better writer, start doing those things every day to get to that level. And also one thing I will add too is like your physical and mental health, right? I think that's important too. Those two things definitely help you to like win in all situations. Because if your mental health is right, if you're not depressed, if you don't have anxiety and all that, you think better, right? People around you are better because you are better. If your health is on point, you feel good, you have energy throughout the day. So those are all two things I'll add on that too. Make sure you're taking care of your overall health as
Hmm.
well too.
Take care of yourself, man. And just like Paul was talking about earlier, surrounding yourself with greatness, with people that you admire and that bring out the best in you, because those people are gonna help you push the envelope and help encourage you. Because at the end of the day, you could be the most self-motivated person on this planet, but everybody experiences burnout. Everybody
Right,
goes through moments of second guessing themselves and
right,
of doubt, right? I think that creeps in everybody's mind, and I think you need those people to help reaffirm everything that it is that you believe in, and help reinstill that belief back in yourself because you need that sometimes. So I think, like we said, working on yourself, analyzing, because you can't play great offense if you don't recognize where your weaknesses are. It's just like, bro, we got terrible receivers. So like, I know that I need to work on that, right? Like we need to fix those gaps, those holes, whatever it is that doesn't make you whole, you got to work on that. So I
right,
think working on yourself, envisioning who it is that you want to be and making steps towards that, taking risks, and yeah, I think at the end of the day, all those things just that they will help you get to where you want to be, but
right,
it's going to be a slow process. And I think you gotta be patient at the end of the day. I think that's another big thing is just
right,
understanding that those things are going to take time, and be granted, because you're not cutting corners and doing all this stuff and um fucking this person over, or whatever the case may be. It may take you longer to get to where it is that you want to be and accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish, but no one can take that away from you as far as your journey and what that looks like,
right,
and the fact that you played to win but did it the right way.
right.
I think is it speaks major volumes to who you are as a person and a character.
Yeah, and also I heard this really great quote that really resonated with me. Whatever you don't expect, you don't respect, right? So just try to like look at your life and start inspecting things, right? Look at your credit score, look at your bank account, look at your health. So if you're not
Yeah, yeah,
inspecting
yeah.
these things, I mean, you don't respect those things. I'm like, wow, that was profound. So
Yeah,
that's something I've been adding into my
that's
life. Just
facts.
start inspecting things in your life.
That's
Your friends,
that's a
yeah,
great one, bro, because I feel like a lot of people don't work on certain things in their life because they're embarrassed to start. Like
right,
they don't start working out because they're embarrassed to go to the gym.
right,
Yeah,
They don't start looking at their bank account because they're embarrassed of their
right,
spending habits, bro. Like, you
right,
know what I'm saying? Like
right,
you gotta do get that little embarrassed shit out the
right,
way first.
yep,
Just try it. Just
right,
you know what I'm saying? Just
yep.
look at it.
right,
Hmm.
Look at it. Look at yourself in the face. Like, yo, I like Z was saying, I know that this is a weakness of mine. I need to get
right,
better. I need to figure this part out
right,
because I'm not it. And it's gonna turn out to be one of your biggest strengths. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? In the
Playing
long
playing
run,
pl
bro.
playing to win comes with a lot of confidence, but confidence
right,
takes time to build and to establish, right? I think a lot of work, a lot of hard like analysis, a lot of effort, a lot of failing, a lot
right,
of succeeding, and it takes overcoming all those things and showing up as your best self each and every day
right,
to gain that confidence,
for
to
sure.
shit, I could tackle anything in this world, because I have that confidence, and that allows you to play to win, right? Is
Right.
you can't play to win with no confidence.
Fact.
You're
True.
literally you're walking into it with the mentality of losing, like, like if I lose, it's okay,
Right.
and
Right.
there's nothing wrong with understanding that if you fail, that's not okay. That is okay.
Right.
But at the end
Right.
of the day, we're all here to play to win.
Fact. Right.
And a piece that I wanted to throw in here, man, because we was talking about like the half court shot, the layup, and the 3-point shot, right? I'd be a lot more in tune and ready to take the bigger shot and something that I know that I would
Factual.
be great at, right? So like I know that I'd be great at, right? So like if y'all was just like y'all don't know who point behind this door and it's a A-list lyricist, but you got to
Mm.
outright them in the verse. I'd take the one in on that. I just take because I know I could compete. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
And that's what I'm
Right.
saying. I
Know your
know Z
strengths.
with on
Right.
the DJ side is
Right.
probably like, all right, who's gonna have a better set? It's gonna be anybody in the world. You don't know who it is. You probably take the M, right?
Take that. Him. I'll take. Yeah. Hell yeah, I'm
Diamond.
taking that.
Hey, you don't know who's behind that door, but they a beast, bro. But you gotta outlift them.
Right.
Are you going? You take it? You got to outlift them, bro. What you do? You got to do more pull-ups than them, bro. What we
Right.
doing? What we
He said,
doing?
I'll run and, lift. Yeah, I'll lift.
You got to do more pull-ups than them.
Right.
You gotta do more muscle ups than them.
Damn. Shit. I think, wow, that's a hard one, bro.
But
Damn.
you might really take the you might go for it then, though, huh?
Poker person, right? I might win. So for that reason, yeah, I think, yeah, I'll go for it for sure. Like you said, you got to know your strength. Yeah. But
So
I'll be mad, bro, if I went in there doing the Rock Johnson, bro.
To be
bro,
honest, bro, I still think you got a
I,
better
I,
chance
I
at
th-
that than the
Right.
half
yeah.
court shot, bro. I do.
Right.
I do.
Right.
I
Right.
think you might be able to do more pull-ups than The Rock.
Oh yeah, I'll
You
be able to
Because
do
might.
more
because
pull-ups.
you got to
Right.
think like The Rock, like that's a lot of mass that you have to lift up. So
Fact.
that boy,
Right.
he might get off like
10, 12.
17 pull-ups and then
Right.
be like, God damn, I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
gassed. Like whereas you
I
might
might
still
get
be
those.
going. Shout out to Paige. I know Paige popped in here. She said she heard pull-ups. She a beast. You want to talk about a beast? She be in
He
Damn.
said,
she
Okay.
be doing muscle ups
did
like
somebody
crazy.
say pull ups?
She said
You know what I'm
she said I
saying?
heard pull-ups. Hold up.
Hey, hey, the most I ever done, bro, was like 25. That's the most I ever done.
That's
That's
Just
fine.
like,
hard.
yeah, just
Yeah.
A
straight
lot of
most I
people
ever done. That's the
can't do
hardest.
one. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
No, for real.
Yeah.
For real.
Pull
Like the
up.
average person might be able to.
The percentage of people who could probably do more than one pull up is
Bro,
high,
pull
bro.
up.
That's
Nah,
Bro,
pull
remember
up.
they used to remember the little the military groups used
Army
to
look.
have if you could do
Yeah.
the army, they used to be like if you could do 10 of them, we give you a
Right.
free
That's why
thing. A
I
lot of
got a
people couldn't
shirt.
do it.
Yeah, I got a shirt from that. I think, yeah, I got a military
Yeah.
shirt from that too.
Yeah.
I
Shout
think I
out to
did 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
shout out to Paige.
Yeah.
But
So-
Bro,
damn,
a lot of
yeah.
people
Yeah.
can't do one, bro. You
A
be
lot of people
surprised.
can't. A lot of people can't.
bro. All right.
Paige can do about 67 of them things, man. She crazy.
Damn.
I might be able to as a man, I fell off. I could maybe do seven. I could maybe do seven right now. 7, 8 of them
A lot
things.
of people could not get up there, bro. You
Damn,
know
that's
what I'm saying?
crazy. Damn. All right. Damn. I didn't know that. Damn, that's
Yeah.
crazy to think about. All
Bro,
right. I might.
a lot of people can't do one, but whoever is behind that door, you might be able to outpull at them.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Because yeah, if I well, that's that. Yeah, if it pull ups competition, yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah, for sure. I'm going in there.
You
Yeah,
see what I'm saying?
at
So
1 M.
the point of me saying that is like
The
take the
strength,
big
right?
risk in the thing that you know that you're the best at. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Right.
That's what I
Right.
would say on that. You
Right.
know what I mean? Take the
No,
yeah,
biggest
I
risk in
agree.
the things that you know what I mean?
yeah.
Right. That's true.
Shout out to Tanny. She says she can do negatives. Hey man, it doesn't. That's all that matters. You got to start
Uh,
somewhere. You got to
uh.
start somewhere.
That's a fact.
Alright. I'm doing pull ups when I go to the gym tomorrow morning. I'm doing that.
You gonna be ready for that moment.
I'm doing pull ups tomorrow. First thing in the morning, I'm doing pull ups. All right. Anything else before? I know we're getting closer to time. Anything else before we like wrap this one up?
My bad, Tanisha. My bad. I was being lazy. That's all that was.
She said
That's all it was.
to me.
She
You know what I'm
said,
saying?
she said,
To
I could.
get it together, man.
Um, but before we get out of here, man, so we always end with putting people on the spot. A would you rather, right? So we've been talking this whole time about the difference between playing to win versus playing not to lose. So the situation comes down to: would you rather take a risk, a big risk, for the chance at massive success, or avoid risks altogether and ensure a steady, modest success? Which one are you taking?
Oh, obviously it's easy, bro. Big race for massive success for sure. Go big or go home. Like, what's the point of playing small? Yeah, I'm definitely doing that for sure.
Big risk me.
Yeah.
Big risk me, my dog.
Big race.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm
Right.
trying to figure out how I could you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to start doing, a Hail Mary a day maybe, you know what I mean? So
Right.
I'm definitely on that side, bro. You
Yeah,
know
But
what I
that's what
mean?
we're doing right now,
But
though, right? I think
yeah.
yeah, everything the work we're putting in because we want something more for our life, bro. So that's why I believe that we put in work than the average person. We grind harder than the average person. So because we know we want more, we know what we want in life. We got to put in the effort and the work to match what we want.
yeah,
So we know that just like playing around is not going to get us there, right? Because we can
that's
play around for so long, but that level of success that we want in our personal life, business, finances, all those things. That's why we're putting in our work because we know we want way more than the average person. So for sure, I'm going to bigger risk for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
I
yeah.
I know you as Z.
Boy, you know, we BRG baby, big risk game. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yes,
Come on,
indeed,
man.
man.
Young Money started rich game. We risk game.
Yeah,
So we out here,
for
baby.
sure.
That's a
We risk gang out here,
yeah.
baby.
Right.
Big risk all day, man. I'm when I think, I honestly envision massive success daily, bro, and what that looks
Right.
like. I honestly fantasize about it all the time. But I got away from fantasizing about it so much because we're actively doing the things in order to get there. So it's not really a fantasy. It's happening
Right.
right
Yeah.
before our
It's gonna
eyes, right?
happen. It's gonna
It's
happen.
one of those
When?
things where it's just, you look down and you look up and it's just like, damn, we're here.
Right.
Some
And
of the shit is happening.
Yeah.
That's what you know what I mean? Some of
It's already
those things
happening,
that
bro.
you was like, I could picture myself doing that. You look up and like, what am I doing in
Right.
Brazil? Like, you know
yeah.
what
Right.
I'm saying?
We're
You know what I mean?
getting
Like,
there,
I took
bro.
my mom to
Yeah.
Brazil. I bought my
I took
pops a
my mom
car.
dudes
You
to
know what I'm
Brazil.
saying?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that
So,
was a major play. Shout out to DG, man. The fact that y'all bought y'all's pops a whip for his birthday, man. That's a
For sure,
huge,
bro.
huge play, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's those things that we've documented all of this over the last 54 weeks, right?
For
This is 54 weeks of
sure.
manifesting Mondays, manifesting just in general, but
Right.
especially on Mondays. But we've documented all of these things that we've accomplished over the last year and some change, and it's just amazing to think back and reflect on, right? This time last year, I still wasn't in New York, right? I didn't move out to New York until November 17th, so I'm coming up he manifesting the G
I
Wagon
see it.
and
I
the
see a
Lambo
vision.
and the
Come on,
Lambo.
man.
Which one? Wait. My question is, which one you gonna get first? You getting the G Wagon or
Oh,
the?
G-Wagon.
G-Wagon. You know you're getting
I
G
knew you
Wagon
was getting
first.
that boy.
Manifest, bro. It's gonna happen, bro. We gonna get
Manifest
there.
Mondays,
I,
brother.
I already told you I'm gonna be on DG's boat. I'm gonna be on his. I ain't gonna own a boat, but I'm gonna be on DG's boat one day. I'm
Amen.
gonna
Amen.
I'm gonna be sitting there. I'm gonna be sitting there sipping my pina colada on DG's boat.
Amen.
We probably all gonna have the same amount of money, but I'm gonna just be like, you got it, big dog. You
Yeah,
big
that's
Hey,
risk game.
I bring the vibe. I bring the good time. We gonna be on.
Now I'm gonna have the private jet though. I'm gonna have the
The
PJ though.
PJ
I'm gonna have the
for
PJ
sure.
for sure,
yeah.
for
I'm gonna have
sure,
the
for sure.
boat. You got the PJ. Ramon, what are you gonna have? The helicopter?
Maybe.
He
I'm P,
said,
I'm PJ gang with that too, man.
Yeah,
he said
You know what
PJ
I'm
gang.
saying? For
PJ
sure.
gang.
And yeah, and I'm gonna have a couple little situations done around the world, probably a couple different
Yeah,
fly little careers around the world. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? That's how we speaking that into existence, man.
For
yeah,
sure, man.
The
yeah.
one thing I wanted to add on the big risk thing, man, is I was having this conversation recently, and we was talking about what's the lowest money that we thought was a lot of money, right? And we all started talking, and some people, you know what I'm saying, we started, I think I said like 250K. One of the homies said, 500K. But we started talking about these numbers, right? And we started talking about like to get that a year, most jobs that you could get into on a regular would not be able to give you that money in a year. And if you did get it, it would consume your life fully, right?
Right.
Most jobs, I can't think of a job that you could just regularly apply for that's going to pay you 500K a year, right?
For sure.
Like that's
Right.
not
Hell
an
nah.
easy thing to do, right?
Hell
So
nah.
It's hard.
if you are aiming to do something on a super high scale, at some point you got to really start thinking like of betting on
Fact.
yourself and starting
Fact.
that business for yourself. You have a
I
Facts.
better
agree.
chance. You
Right.
have a better chance of getting that shit for yourself
Facts.
than you
Mm-hmm.
ever have than doing it for somebody else, man.
Facts.
So I just had to throw that. I had to throw that in here, man. Take that
Facts.
Fact,
risk.
bro.
Yeah. Take that
100%
risk,
fact.
man.
Right.
I'm gonna bet on myself each and every time, man. At the end of the day, I know what is waiting for me on the other side of this, and that's mediocrity. And
Right.
I despise that, bro.
Right.
There's no way I'm ever settling for mediocrity and complacency. That's
Right.
my biggest fear.
Right.
And when we talk about corporate life and that 9 to 5 life, we've all been in it. Some of us are still in it and
Right.
whatnot. Boy, man, if we're talking about making six figures plus, I'm talking about seven figures. We trying to get into 7, 8, 9, 10 figure
Right.
salaries. Stuff like that.
Right.
That's the thinking about that right now. If I were to try to make it like a 7 figure salary right now, I'd probably have to be a C level
Oh yeah, for
executive,
sure,
right?
for
I'd
sure,
have to be in the C-suite, right?
for
And
sure.
the headache that would probably come along with that is it just sounds now, granted, if that was something that I built, for
Right.
my own company or something, that's a different story, right? But if we're talking about working for somebody else, right, and what that would entail, that's literally consuming your entire life,
And it's not
and you're
even guaranteed.
and
Right.
it's not even guaranteed,
You
and
could work
you're living out somebody
your
else's
whole
dream.
you
Right.
could work your whole life at a company and they don't promote you to that level. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Yeah,
You could
Yeah.
be saying
facts.
I want to do this. I'm taking courses and I'm trying to beat it. If somebody's over it, they could still tell you like, nah, he's a better fit.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
What you gonna
Especially,
do about it? You know what I mean?
especially when you look like us.
Right. Right.
It's a
So
fact.
you gotta build your own, man.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship is the way to go.
At some
You gotta
point, you
build
got
your
to
own
build your
because
own,
there's no
man.
cap. There's no cap.
No cap, man.
And I want
You-
Cap.
I want to double down on like there's nothing wrong. Like people make it seem like there's something wrong with having a
Nope.
job, and I
Nothing
think
wrong
it's
with
good
that.
to have some steady, stable income. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But we're just talking about like if you do want to break certain thresholds,
Right.
you do have to get outside of the regular threshold. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
For sure.
For example,
Yeah.
bro, like I know my G Wagon and Lamborghini, my job is not gonna cut that for me. It's not gonna happen.
They're not.
You
They're
know
not
what I'm
Right.
gonna
saying?
buy it
It's
for you,
not.
bro. They're
You
Mm-mm.
not.
know, they're not gonna.
Mm-mm.
I've been there for like almost 9 years, and I still don't have it yet. So
Yeah.
to me, it's like, all right, I gotta pivot, right? It's not gonna happen. And that's like you said, man. If you whatever you want to accomplish, if you know you got bigger goals, you gotta start doing those things that's gonna get you there. Like nothing wrong with 9 to 5, right? If you're just comfortable, you just want to have an average life, that's okay. But if you want to go like above average, you want to go to that next level. You want to
Yep.
like give back to the community. You want to like build schools in Africa. All those bigger goals and things that I want to
Hmm.
do. I know that my job is not gonna cut it for me. So I gotta find ways to do those things. It's like entrepreneurship, investment, real estate. Those are the things that I believe, will help me to get there, not my 9 to 5. So that's why I'm
Hmm.
like trying to like pivot and do those things to like get
Yep.
to that next level.
Facts. And
Big fact.
shout out to Nisha. Shout out to Tunny. Yeah, man. Entrepreneurship is not a easy journey,
It's
and
hard.
it's not something that happens overnight. So shout out to you for just regardless of if you have to pivot or whatever it is that you got to figure out. As much as we want to live the dream and be entrepreneurs and make 7+ figures, we also gotta exist in this life. And
Facts.
so we still gotta pay
Mhm.
bills, like
Mhm.
life does not stop. Our passions and our purposes and all that stuff will always be present, but so will bills.
Right.
Always. So,
Fact.
Right.
that's the part of being an adult. So sometimes you just gotta pivot and you gotta make decisions that you didn't think you would have to make, but that's the part of entrepreneurship and of greatness and of playing to win,
Right.
right, is adapting. You have to be able to adapt
You gotta
with your
sacrifice.
circumstances.
Right.
But shout out to Tanisha though. She said she's interviewing tomorrow, so congrats on that. But she
Yep.
said that she been after being an entrepreneur for 7 years. That is not
seven
no easy
years
shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is not no easy shit. I ain't got close to that. That's
Yeah.
shout
Right.
out to Tanisha on that,
Yeah.
man.
Shout out to
To figure
Tanisha,
out how to
man.
make it work for 7 years,
Yep.
That's
I
hats
that's
off
agree.
to you,
that's
man.
that's a salute. That's a salute for real. So
Right.
yeah. Yeah,
That's
and,
a
and
fact,
and
man.
that's the thing. I think that's the thing about maturing and understanding how to be great
Right.
is putting your pride to the side, and it's knowing how to be teachable at all given moments, right?
Right.
And just understanding that like life is going to humble you in certain ways,
Mhm.
and there's always a lesson to be learned from life,
Right.
and being able to put your pride to the side and figure out how to pivot and adapt is major. So shout out to you.
Right. Right.
You've
Yep.
been through the fire. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. So shout out to Tanisha, man.
Yeah. Just don't.
And shout out
Just don't.
But
Go
she
ahead,
said
G.
it the right way though. The whole time she said I'm still gonna be working on my business
Oh yeah.
of
regardless though.
course.
I agree.
That's the
Yeah.
Right.
$1 million play for
Don't
real. That's the $1 million
give
play.
up. Right.
Look at your job like you're an investor to what you really want to do. You know what I'm saying?
For
When you
sure.
flip it like that, everything kind of changes. You
I
know what I
agree.
mean? So
Hmm.
yeah.
I agree. I mean, to me, that's the secret, bro. That's how you do it, right? Because it
Yeah.
makes it a lot easier, right? You're not stressing about, how am I going to pay my bills? Because you have a steady income that's coming in. And then after work, now you just have to be disciplined enough to work on your dreams, right?
Fact.
Because you got to want it bad. After work, all right, this is not where I want to be forever. Now I got to work on my goals. I got to build this business and then do that over time. And then once you feel you're good enough to quit your job, then do that. To me,
Hmm.
like I'm still getting there, right? I'm still building my business in the sense that once I reach a certain level, that I feel good enough that I'm gonna transition and then focus on entrepreneurship full time. I don't think it's one right way to do it, bro. I think you just gotta
Mm,
do whatever that works for you. You know, it's not it's not a right way to do it. You just gotta
Yeah.
figure out best
mm-mm.
for you.
And
Yeah.
even if you do find the right way to do it, it's probably going to change in a year, 2 years, 3 years. There's always
It
having
should.
to
Right,
rewrite the formula, right?
right,
At
It
the end of
should
the day, you
change.
yeah, absolutely change is a good thing. You got to
right.
embrace it, especially when you talk about greatness and wanting to achieve massive success. You got to be able to embrace change.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
All right, y'all got fellas, y'all got any closing remarks?
I mean,
Um.
I just want to say, let's just keep playing to win. You know, just don't like,
Yeah.
don't allow fear to like stop you from doing the things that you want to do. Like, no, like life within itself, right? Is always race, right? Always like you can do everything right. Things gonna go wrong. So why not just try your best all every day to do things better, right? Failure, you can learn from your failures and try to do things to be better. So just keep going after your dreams, man. Just keep playing to win. That's what I would say. Like every day, play to win every day. You know, just
Mhm.
believe in yourself. You know, have that abundance mindset, knowing that it's more opportunity out there. Don't be afraid. Try things differently. Learn from that and keep going. That's my closing remark.
Mhm.
I think mine is kind of the double down what you were saying, DG, a little bit, but like on the believe in yourself part, believe in yourself enough to invest your time and money into things that you actually want to do.
Thanks.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Because if you actually, if you, nothing's going to change if you don't put those things into what you're trying to do. You
Thanks.
have to at some point invest in yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
Yep.
that's my big thing on playing to win. You gonna have to believe in yourself enough to invest in that big play.
Hmm.
for
At
sure.
some point, it's not gonna feel the greatest to put $1,000 on something in your life, but it's you know what I'm saying. You got to be comfortable and confident enough in yourself to be like, this is I'm putting this here because it's what I want to do and it's gonna help me get closer to it.
Yep.
So just take
Right,
that risk on yourself, but believe in yourself enough to invest, man.
Absolutely.
for sure.
It takes money to make money, man. At the end of the day. Uh, when it comes to playing the women, I'm tripling down on everything y'all said. Y'all said exactly what needed to be said, and we not finna end up like Blockbuster. We not Blockbuster in this thing. We not Blockbuster in this thing. We Amazon in this thing. So just wanted to give a shout out to everybody that tapped in today, man, and for the people who always tap in. But I
Right,
mean, shout out to everyone who hopped in on the episode, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for showing up and continue to show up for yourselves at the end of the day. I think that's all that I'll say, man. At the end of the day, um, there's a lot of people that can let you down in life, but you can always be the one to hold yourself down and pick yourself back up, and you can always show up for yourself and figure it out on the daily. Now, of course, having people around you that are going to help you get there is pivotal.
right,
But at the end of the day, just continue to show up for yourself, because it's going to pay off in the long term. It may not come tomorrow, it may not come a year from now. It may take 10 years plus, right?
right,
But at the end of the day, just keep showing up because we playing to win. And when you play to win, you consider the long term
for
and
sure.
understand that
That's a
this is
good
going to be
one. Yep.
something that this is something that is I'm in it for the long haul at the end of the day.
Right,
Like I'm
right,
I'm not gonna stop, right? Just like
right,
Tanny said, she's been an entrepreneur for 7 years and she may have to pivot into like finding, a job, but that job still aligns with what it is that she wants to do, but
right,
she's not start it's not like she's gonna cease working on her business, of course.
right,
Nah, you continuously find ways to pivot and to adjust, but the ultimate journey never ends. So just
right.
continue showing up for yourself, man, and figuring it out because that's all that we're all doing each and every day. We're all just trying to figure it out one day at a time. But
Absolutely.
we always putting our best foot forward, man, and we playing to win. Always, we taking dubs, baby.
All day, every day.
Come on, man.
That's it.
Alrighty.
And that's a
Well,
wrap on that, man. Make sure y'all follow the spot page. And we just talked about always speaking in intention. So I'm gonna end on that, man. We're gonna have some merch coming soon.
For
yep.
And if
sure.
y'all, and we also got remote escapes moving. So we going to Africa in February, man. So if you want to roll with us, it's we going from February 23rd to March 2nd, man. So
Yep.
it's gonna be a life changing trip,
It's gonna
man.
be
Come
a
rock with us.
life altering.
Come get this vibe in
Get the
person. You know
vibe.
what I'm
You see what I'm
saying?
saying? We
You know what
vibing
I mean?
and thriving, baby.
Come
Come
on.
fuck with us in Africa one time. Hey, come with me.
Yeah. Yeah. Facts, man. And on that note too, what we gonna do is November 21st, we're doing a call just for anybody that's interested in the Africa trip. We're doing a call. We just gonna, you don't have to have it booked to come on the call, but it's just a free call. We just gonna
Mhm.
talk about what we doing in Africa, the itinerary, what the trip includes if you book with us, and just some of the stuff that we got going on, man. So we just kind of wanted to leave it open to everybody to come kick it with us. And we might be doing some little giveaways, some dope stuff on the call too, man.
Yeah,
So,
man.
yeah, man. So,
Come rock with us.
November 21st. Yeah, come forward with us.
And speaking to that point, we're doing the Zoom call or Google Meet call next Thursday, the 21st. But this Thursday, we're actually going to hop on and just do a live, for people who might be interested in general, just so that we can answer some preliminary questions leading up to the meeting next Thursday. So even if you like are just naturally inquisitive and just like have any kind of questions or what, maybe y'all just want to come kick it.
Right.
Come kick it with us live. We always bring in the vibes, man. So come vibe with us this Thursday. When we host our live here on IG. And next Thursday we'll be on the official Google Meet Zoom call. So come rock with us.
For sure, for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
All
All right,
right,
All
y'all.
right,
fellas.
y'all. Once
Shout out to
again, y'all be
everybody who
easy,
tapped
man.
in.
Shout out to
We'll
everybody.
see y'all
Yep.
next Monday.
For sure.
Yes, sir.